All right, how's it going? It's me, the action artist, back again, Stuart Lewis. So I'm working on another page as promised, and I don't know. I was watching Mike Miller from Blacklist Universe one. I don't know exactly which one it was recently, but I think it was one of the best Comicsgate commentaries yet. I can't remember what video it is now, but as far as he was talking about how, God, see now I'm gonna have a total brain fart, but it was one of the best ones yet. And he mentioned how because I felt he was taking the angle of not he wasn't like he was kind of de-escalating the situation a little bit and being more and bringing up a lot of valid points and how we are angry in Comicsgate and we have the absolute right to be angry, and I just want to still know who are the higher ups, and I think it's the same people that run Hollywood. I already did a video on it, that are making these decisions purposely and allowing these lunatics, SJWs, to get into these places in the first place. That's what really needs to be answered, because then we can stop it. Then we can be like, oh, you're doing it. Well, you better stop it, because we're going to, rather than have a civil war, we're going to we're going to fucking lynch you motherfuckers. You know what I mean? It's like you're fermenting violence basically and subdividing, putting lunatics. Anyway, I don't want to get too far into that because we don't, but you get what I'm trying to say. I don't want to get off on a tangent. And I'm drawing my next page of my comic. I think you guys are going to like it. It's starting to look pretty, this comic is really starting to look pretty badass. So I still got some work to do, but it's going by quickly now. I'm just slightly penciling in some details. I don't know exactly. I'm not committing once again to anything, but I'm going to show you what I'm working on here in a minute. And and he didn't point at any fingers. He was about to. He was like there's certain people in Comicsgate that, and then he was like, you know what? He was like, no. And then he was like, there's angry people, and we should be angry. Fucking right, we should be angry, and excuse my language, we should be able to say whatever we want and ask whatever questions we want, because we're Americans and this is our country. You know what I mean? So I'll show you wait till you see what I'm working on. I really think people are gonna like it. It's really starting to look kick-ass here. I need a straight edge. Let me turn the lights on. A little brighter. Here's my straight edge. So one thing that I keep noticing that people keep pointing out is we're not racist. We have, we're not anti-gay. We're not anti-tranny. I guess here's the best way for me to say this, I guess, is, we have blacks, Hispanics, whatever, Nasser Rabadi, or whatever, I can't remember his name exactly right now, but he's not white, whatever. The best way to say this is they're not worried about the blacks and the gays and the trannies and the women in Comicsgate. It's the white people they hate. They don't want white people to have any place in comics. They want you out. They want white males. So they don't mind women. If you're a woman. You know, you can be like, oh, you know, but I'm not against men. Well, it doesn't matter, you know, as long as you're not a man. You know, if you're a woman, you can say whatever you want. Basically, you know, you're not gonna, you know, you're not gonna be in too much jeopardy. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, they're not worried about all the Hispanics and the blacks and all that in our movement. They're worried about white guys. They don't want white people. This is what I'm talking about. Nobody's, you know, we got to start talking about how they absolutely hate white people. These people, and a lot of them are white. They hate white males. They hate white males. Masculinity. People will say, "Oh, masculinity's under attack." Oh, um, you know, like they won't just say it. They'll say masculinity's under attack, and then they'll say, you know, oh, men are, you know, and men are under attack, and then they'll say like, uh, you know, white men are being called Nazis and da 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 da. And it's like, no, just white males. They hate white males. Is that what I was trying to say? Like, basically, how it's hard. You have to articulate all this stuff perfectly. It's ridiculous. All right, so here's what I'm working on. There he is up on the roof in the armor, right? And here he is. He's taking his helmet off. I haven't gotten to his hands yet and all that. I'm doing that now. I'm probably going to do it during the video. Then it's like, you know, it's the same. Like it's this all the way down, then up here, and I guess that's the only way I can really do it. I think it'll be a logical path. The reader will. I mean, if you think it's a bad idea, tell me. But the reader will read all the way down here, and then I think he'll just automatically skip to up here. I don't think he'll go like this, like that. I don't know. Maybe. I'm looking at it now, and I'm like, how is that going to come off? I didn't think about that. Here I am, right, and I'm broadcasting live, and I'm running into an issue that I don't know. I'm hoping it'll work. Might have to. I don't want to have to redo this page, but I might have to. And here's where you can't be lazy doing comic books. Yeah, they're targeting. It's like people will just only say there's masculinities under attack, or they'll say no, we don't hate black people. No, we don't hate women. No, we don't hate Hispanics. Well, you put those two together, and it's white males. That's who they have a problem with. They don't have a problem with the black people in our movement. They don't have a problem with the women in our movement. They don't have a problem with the gays in our movement. They don't have a problem with the trannies in our movement. So you can use them as a shield to an extent, but they're going to keep coming after you because it's not them they have a problem with. It's you. You're not allowed in Comicsgate. They don't want you in Comicsgate, white males. And you understand where I'm coming from? This is about just put it together. Put two and two together. White males, there's no future for you. Ethan doesn't want to say it because he'll be like, oh, well, they'll just keep calling me a Nazi. Who gives a fuck about Nazi Germany? I'm talking about right fucking now. They don't want you in Comicsgate, white males. Telling you, man, this country people better wake up, man. I'm not going to be here forever. Tell you. People better smarten up, man, and just say things how they are. Stop worrying about someone's going to call you some names or something like that. You know what I'll do? I figured out what I'm gonna do. All right, sweet. Maybe this will work. Instead of dividing this up into, oh, this is gonna be cool. What I'll do is I'll cut this panel short, but I'll overlap it with his armor. See, here's a happy mistake. My mind just kind of figured it out for me. Thank you, whoever. God, I guess. Thank you, Jesus. So my point being is, you know, people got to wake up and just start calling things how they are. Stop worrying about, you know, what people are going to. And I'm not saying white people are perfect. I'll tell you the truth. You know, I was thinking about it the other day, and I've had more problems in my life with white trash than with black people or Hispanics or Native Americans or anything else. But that doesn't mean that, you know, I haven't seen, you know, I've seen some crazy shit from both sides. I don't want to get into it now. So, but you know what I'm saying. I'm just telling it how it is, man. People need to just start telling it how it is. Telling you, man, that's what's going to get America out of this mess is the truth. Just everybody be truthful, and everybody, who cares if somebody's racist? Why don't you find out why they're racist and then be like, oh, I'm sorry that happened to you, but I won't do that to you, man. Or if somebody else does try to do that to you, you come get me. You know what I mean? I don't understand what's wrong with this country, man. But I can't. It's not my responsibility to fix it. I'm doing the best I can for free here on YouTube while I draw kick-ass comic book art. That was the plan. Sweet. It's starting to look pretty sweet. So what I'll do is I'll just overlap this whole panel with this, so that a reader will read here, go there, and then jump down and read everything down here. It'll be a pretty sweet page, actually. And then the next page will be all panels. So I don't have to draw his full elbow. And that's pretty cool because a lot of this detail I did right there on his chest, see all his chest armor right there? That's all going to get erased because he's holding his helmet. And the helmet's going to come all the way up here, basically. There's his hands and his arms. There he is in his suit, basically. I just started sketching this out last night. It's looking pretty sick, though. Using my straight edge. We got some viewers. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Just give me a minute. Let me get satisfied with what I got. Just let me rough this out a little better. And I'll stop and take a break and get some coffee. I'm off of work early today. If you're wondering why I'm on the air right now, it's because I'm off of work early right now. It's a 3-day weekend. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to get a bunch of this comic book done. Look at that page, huh? So here he'll be pulling it off. So his hands, I've been really referencing hands lately, and I'm getting my camera ready. So if I can't, so his hand, so there'll be like, you know, the palm of one hand, and there's his arm guard, and then you'll see his other palm and arm guard on this side, somewhere up in here, and he's taking off the helmet, basically. So that's page 2. I think I got a little bit more done on page 1 if you want to check that out. Page 1 is looking pretty. There, oh yeah, I did the building top. There's his armor, man. It's looking pretty sweet. So it'll be page 1. Page 2. Getting ready. You know, this will be nice and penciled. Yeah, you can see I got the clouds and the moon. The moon kind of in there a little bit. You know what I mean? It's going to be pretty tight. He's got a laser now. He has a laser, so he just can, like, you can just click a button and he can, like, cut through shit, cut through steel, weld things. So his armor is, like, very versatile. Like, it does almost, he lives in it basically a lot of the time. And you know what I mean? Because in the places where he goes, he meets up with a lot of monsters and shit like that. So he has to be on guard all the time, basically. So there's that. I'm gonna check out the chat room. I'm gonna take a little break now. Let me see what's going on in the chat here. It's like Labor Day weekend. Ooh, what's this? Let me see what's going on in the chat here. What am I subscribed to myself? It's like Labor Day weekend. Hey, what's up, Cave Creature? What's up, Hoth? What's up, Zach? What am I subscribed to myself? It's like Labor Day weekend. Hey, what's up, Cave Creature? What's up, Hoth? What's up, Zach? No, you're right, Cave Creature. I don't. Oops, let me see. You're right, Cave Creature. I don't get caught up in their identity politics. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I use debate like judo. Like, I'll turn it around and I'll be like, what do you like? I've never done anything to you. What do you hate me because I'm white? That's what I'll say. What do you just hate white people? You know, and then I'll be like, get away from me. Then I'll treat them. Then you treat them. Okay, you know, one against any of this is like, you know how the popular kids did in school, where they would just be like, they would just turn everything around, and then I do the same things back to them that they do to me now, and it makes them really mad, and they start screaming and yelling and going crazy, and then I'm like, get the fuck away from me, you know what I mean? Then I go, you know, you're fucking crazy, whatever, get away from me, and then I just distance. You know what I mean? I make them look like the fucking weirdos because I just turn it around, like, you know, well, because I'll get them to start bringing up the word white. As soon as they bring up the word white, I'll be like, you mean all white people? And every time they go, they can't say all white people, because then they know that they can't just, you know, they're not going to come out and say I hate all white people, so they just shut up. They're just like, you know, there's nothing they can say about it. And I'm like, yeah, well, you know, right. You know, and then I'm just like, I don't give a fuck about, you know, anybody's skin color or whatever, you know, and I don't hate all, you know, you might hate all white people or whatever, but I'm not, you know, I'm not like that. That's what I just take their words and just judo slam them basically on the mat with that shit. Yeah, no doubt. Define even what a white person, like, I'm called white, and look at me. Look at my skin. It's like I have golden skin basically or something. Look at that. And even though it's summertime, in the wintertime, I might get a little bit lighter, but not that much lighter. You know what I mean? How the hell am I white? The government calls me white. All right. How the fuck am I white? Look at me. Look at my skin. I don't know if you can see. It's not like I'm white, it's not like I'm pink like bologna. There you go. Look at it. Does that look white to you? How the fuck am I white, man? Look at my face. I have dark skin. I have dark hair. My hair is like, you know, like my hair is basically like wool or something. You feel my hair, man? You can't even see my scalp. Can you see my scalp, man? Anywhere? You can't even see my scalp. Man, I have like thick ass black, very coarse fucking hair. You know what I mean? Coarse facial hair, like, what, you know what I mean? Dark skin. You know what I mean? But the government calls me white, so I don't know how the fuck that is, man. Like, so whatever. They want you to play this ridiculous game of dividing yourself into meaningless groups and then tearing all members in that group as if they are the same. Yeah. Well, you know, a lot of people don't want to talk about the Khazars, and you know, and I'm not playing. And once again, I'm not playing the identity politics game. I'm going to talk about the Khazarian Jews or whatever the fuck they call themselves. How they, you know, you can go look and there's pictures. There was black, or okay, they, as you know, there was colored, like Moorish would be the word for it. There was Moorish royalty in like England, you know what I'm saying, in Great Britain or somewhere. You know what I mean? There was Moorish families living in castles. And the Khazarian Jews pretty much screwed them over too. Basically, what we all call the Rothschilds and blippity blah blah, and the bankers and the global elite and those weird Smithers looking Mr. Smithers or whatever. Is that his name, Mr. Smithers from? Let me see. Let's find Mr. Smithers. That No, that's not. Who's the evil white guy? I'll type that in. Evil white guy on Simpsons. Here he is. How can I forget his name? How can I forget this guy's name? I haven't watched the. What's this guy's name? Charles Montgomery Burns. Mr. Burns. So Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, basically. Yes, thank you. Yeah, Smithers was his sidekick. Let me get some coffee. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is a lot of people don't talk about this, but the same people that I suspect sold out the Germans, in World War II, also sold out the Moorish people that lived in castles and had a ton of wealth in Great Britain or whatever, in basically Europe during the I'm talking there were kingdoms with Moorish people living, and they were betrayed by the Khazarian Jews, the bankers, the Mr. Burnses out that we all refer to in the media, and the global elite bankers and all that shit. And now they're doing it in America, and that's all that needs to be said. So these people are your enemy, and I'm not trying, and I'm ready. Like, this is my point of view: is I'm ready for a civil war, but I don't want a civil war. I want to point out these guys that are doing this all throughout history and manipulating everything, and they're doing it here in America, and they're doing it through DC and through Marvel and through Disney and through fucking MGM and through all these companies. And they're giving us little glimpses of the future. They basically run everything. We all know this now. It's not even like, but I don't hear, this is my thing, is I don't hear from what I hear, anybody who's had any kind of like household name success in any industry, and that would include Todd, all your favorite comic book artists, you know what I mean, are part of it. And so I have a right to be absolutely suspicious. That's all I'm saying, of all these guys that have worked for DC and worked for Marvel and want to act like, oh, it's those guys over there. Oh, really? Well, then how come you didn't lose your job? Okay. How come I can't even get through college because I'm a white, people hate me wherever I go because I'm a white guy. I don't even look that white, but you hear me talk enough, I'll start talking about how, I don't oh, I don't qualify for this because I'm a rich white guy, supposedly. I don't qualify for that because I'm a privileged white guy. I don't have health insurance, but I'm privileged, And then you'll know, oh, well, he's a white guy and he's complaining about his how white privilege is a myth. It is. White privilege is a myth because I'm white and I'm treated like a N word wherever I go. And I'm not afraid to say it. I will say it because I don't like it. Once again, I don't play gender politics, but I'm trying to make this a kid-friendly show. I don't want to swear either, but I'm treated like the quote N word pretty much wherever I go. It took me 12 years just to finally find somebody. I couldn't afford a lawyer to go to get my children to meet me, so where's my white privilege there? I just finally found a girl who thinks she's a feminist, but is helping a father that doesn't have rights. So she has a law degree, but she doesn't understand this is what I'm talking about, how this country is upside down. But, she has a law degree, but she doesn't understand the dictionary definition of egalitarian and feminism. But my point being, and I have no rights, and I'm not a lawyer. But anyway, was what I'm trying to say is I'm treated like a quote N word as far as my kids. Just recently, after 12 years, finally found somebody to help me get the court to even tell my kids that I exist. And I pay child support. Okay. So I don't want to hear all this identity politics it's just all bull crap, but it's coming from way up top, way up above. Who's manipulating Disney and Marvel? Because maybe we need to take their toy away from them. You know what I'm saying? Something needs to be done. So that's all I'm trying to say. Anybody got any other better ideas? Then tell me now. You know what I mean? But something's got to be done. Something's got to be done, man. Drinking coffee, having a good time. I eat a banana soon here. I'm broke. I'm absolutely broke this week, but everything. But I got a roof over my head and I got wheels. Anyway. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anybody else? We got 4 viewers. Hello to everybody watching. Cave Creature. Zach. I've gotten some new subscribers here and there, and it will be really good, Cave Creature. I'm gonna make it very freaky and horrific, but also it's gonna show the absurdity of things at the same time. So it's gonna be funny because you're gonna be like, "Yep." You're gonna be like, You're gonna feel like I can totally relate to that, man. I'm telling you right now, because I'm really picking apart society, and I'm just finding the most absurd things that it's almost like gallows. Basically, it's gonna have gallows humor. My comic is gonna be absolutely horrific, but it's gonna have what's called gallows humor. You know what I mean? Like when you're laughing and making jokes on your way to the gallows. The comic. Thanks, though, Cave Creature. Thank you. Tell people about my comic book. Tell people about my channel, man. Be like, you're into comics because this dude's part of Comicsgate, and he's trying to change. I'm trying to do something totally new. I'm ripping. It's hard not to rip off any comics at all. So but I believe Nut Job is pretty original. I believe you did Cave Creature. You're the one that Cave Creature. You've helped me a lot. I'm mainly talking to other viewers and anybody who watches this video in the future. I realize there's probably people podcasting right now bigger than myself. Yeah, I'm going to open up another window. I got like multiple windows of YouTube open here. I'm going to go lurk. This is what's known as lurking in the Manosphere. Yeah, Comic Artist Pro.
Yeah.
The Ben is muted. Hey, I'm on mute, guys. I'm on the beat.
Oh, yeah, it's not him. It's not him.
Oh, yeah. That was me.
That Comic Artist Pro Secrets is on right now. And it's who was Melissa Morg. I don't know who Melissa Morg is. I am learning a lot by being subscribed to a lot of these bigger comic book YouTube channels. Cross Comics is I don't know if Cross is watching right now, but he's been pretty helpful. Me and him, I seem to get more views and subs when me and him simulcast together. Yeah. Wow, I'm pretty honored that you're subbed to me and not Diversity in Comics. Cave Creature. Cave Creature, you are a loyal dude, man. Thank you. I'm gonna have to do something special for you, man. I'll tell you. I'm gonna have to send you original art. When I get big, I'm gonna have to, you know, if I'm busy, you just come up to me at a fucking convention or something, and I'll be like, and I'll sirens, and I'll give you some original art, or I'll send it to you or something, man. So you can turn around and be like, hey, here's original art from, yeah, no doubt, stuff you can auction off on eBay and maybe even make like, you know, $500 or $1,000 for just one fucking page, or you can hang it and frame it. The ones you like the best, you can just hang them and frame them and not sell them. Just let them gain value after I get fucking killed, after I die. If I type in Comicsgate, I've been looking on YouTube for other independent comic book artists that aren't already professionals, and I see some pretty decent stuff, like, you know, but there's not a lot. I think that new comic book Graveyard Shift looks pretty cool, but once again, it's making bad guys the good guys. And this is this other thing I struggle with, that, like, there's no real, there's no real all-American, like, masculine male comics. Is there a comic book character named Shatter? There probably is. Anybody know the answer to that? Yeah, there's a mute American Marvel Comics dude. Yeah, he's a mutant. There's already a mutant named Shatter. All right, I was just wondering. Later, Zach. Thanks for stopping in and get some rest. Luke M. Yeah. Hey, it's your boy Luke M. It's hilarious when people steal other people's fucking intros. And he's all like, it's your boy Luke M. No, I'm sub to Luke M too, actually, Hawk. That's pretty funny. K Creature. The UK coat of arms, for example, is a couple of lions and a shield. Am I good at making coat of arms? I could probably pull it off. It's not my forte, but I might be able to at least get something out that you might be able to, work with. I mean, I probably could do a better job of it. I'm not trying to talk down to you. It's just, as an artist, I probably could do something better than you could, or you could kind of probably show me, make a sketch, no matter how, how bad it comes out. I don't know how good of an artist you are, Cave Creature, but I'm just saying you could probably make a sketch of something, and then I could take that and make it look more like a real coat of arms. It's not something I've ever worked on before, though, a coat of arms. So let me see. Well, I hope this works out, man, because it's a lot of work for nothing if it doesn't. So let's see. I'm gonna stop screen or oh no, I wasn't screen sharing. Okay, just thought I was. Yeah, I'm gonna start. So this is what I'm working on right now, in case anybody's just tuning in. I'm working on this character right here. He's a armored vigilante in the near future, kind of like Mad Max. If you're outside the cities, it's kind of like Mad Max. It's you're basically an outlaw. He's an outlaw, but he's not a bad guy. He's an outlaw because he's a good guy. He's a really good guy, and he's trying to fix things. I'm just going to add some details because I'm bored, so he's got a gun. He has a little minigun on this arm right here. All right, so basically, I got to start laying in some darker areas here. If anybody has any questions, you can ask me and I'll answer them. Or if you want me to talk about something or address something, or if you want me to, if you have a question about my comic book. All right, starting to look pretty good, pretty cool. I'll show you what I'm doing here in a minute. Okay, so detailing it, I'm shading his face now. Face. I'll show you the rough. Sorry, it's like I got the way I'm sitting. I got pinched skin here. All right, so basically, here's the rough. Here's the rough of this page I'm working on. See that? Here it is now. So what I need to do, it sucks, but check it out. I have to erase all this detail on his armor right here that I penciled in. See all that? I gotta erase all that. Right, I gotta erase all that and put the helmet there. So here goes that. I'm gonna start with this kneaded eraser because it'll cover more area. Sucks. I gotta erase all that detail. This page better work. This is like the thing about drawing comics where I penciled something out just to make sure it was all anatomically correct and everything. Now I gotta erase it all. I'm telling you. Man. All that work. So now I'm bringing in the helmet. his hands. All right, hang on a second. I'll show you what I'm doing. So I'm not setting up the camera and all that right now. I don't feel like doing it. I wasn't even planning on broadcasting this long, but whatever. I don't have a lot to do right now, so I'm having fun sketching and talking. Here, I'll check the chat real quick. Anybody want to ask me anything, like if I was ever abducted by aliens, or if my father ever just told the family he was going to become a transvestite or a transsexual, or if I ever robbed a bank. Joking, guys. So man, I almost need like another piece of paper. Maybe not. Maybe not. I think I might have did an alright job of fudging it. I hope so. Almost done. Almost done. Almost done. Okay, so there. So I'm penciling in the helmet and his hands, so you can see now. So he's up here. Then you see him taking off the helmet. You can just see like the whole bottom page is just like, I'm gonna have to cut this frame off, I think. Maybe right here. Something like this. Something like that. Pretty tight. You guys think, huh? No, yeah. What do I make of this Robbie Rodriguez controversy? I think I forgot what that was about already. I think I looked it up. Hang on. Let me refresh my memory. SJW artist Robbie Rodriguez hates us because he ain't us. Anti-comic skaters get a whole lot weirder. Oh, him sending a picture. I think that I have nowhere near as high a profile job and where people look up, where children and young teenagers and hopeful young people everywhere who want to be successful and be a quote famous artist unquote, I guess is the way to put it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't even have near that kind of a title or status in the society, and I'm held to a way higher level of standards as far as conducting myself. So therefore, I think that Robbie Rodriguez should be dealt with very harshly. That's what I think. What do you think, Hoth? He sent a picture of his ass, right? I think he should be dealt with very harshly. And I don't think, and I talk shit about Ethan Van Sciver here and there. I talk shit about everybody, though, and people can talk shit about me, too, as long as it's true shit or if it's something they want me to address. And I talk a little bit of shit about Ethan as far as, like, I don't trust anybody from that side of the fence anymore. And he doesn't have to prove himself to me. You know what I mean? Ethan doesn't have to, I don't feel like, Ethan's not obligated to do shit. I'm just saying, from my little humble perspective, is, I talk shit about a lot of the famous people because of all the secrecy and because I've been shown evidence that the ladders of upward mobility are rigged. So I want to know how anybody who's gotten there, I want to know did they slip in by accident? Did they have a connection? Was their family, you know what I mean? Like, because I don't want young people that look up to people like Robbie Rodriguez to be hopeful and do all this work and have a so-called good attitude and waste their time if the ladders of upward mobility are rigged. And I've heard and seen evidence and heard former famous people that just go on record and talk about how fucked up Hollywood is and how fucked up the entertainment system is, that you have to do certain things to get to the top. And so I don't know how. I'm trying to find out how things really work. So when I talk shit about Ethan, it's from a standpoint of I don't know, and I want to know. I want to know what's going on in this country because I'm sick of taking a back seat anymore. If people like Robbie Rodriguez are gonna be put in that in high status positions, then you better put me. Then I better be like goddamn, you know. Then I better, if you're gonna put someone like Robbie Rodriguez in a position like that, then I better be the goddamn president of the United States, based on my moral, ethical behavior, and merit, and the things that I've done good for other people in society, instead of sending pictures of my anus to people. That's all. That's my point. DC should at least fire. Yeah, at least he should be fired, or or demoted to a shittier title. I'm just having fun, guys, really, literally. So I got to shade another helmet. I hate shading helmets. Can't shade it the same every time. So what I could basically do is continue, or I could kind of shade it the same as this one. What did I do with it? Just because it's at a different angle. So basically doing something like this. Yeah, I think that'll work. Wait till I send this. Wait till I send my portfolio to Ethan Van Sciver. What do you guys think? You think he'll review it? He probably hates me. I have a suspicious nature. I'm sorry. I'm just suspicious. The way I see things, work on this continent, make me fucking wonder sometimes. I'll tell you. That's all. Makes me wonder who the fuck's in charge. Who the fuck is in charge? Seems like the goddamn devil's in charge sometimes. So I did that. I got this little thing. Yeah, this might work. You guys are like, what the fuck is he doing? I'm shading his helmet down here, and I'm just trying to make it look interesting. That looks pretty cool. All right, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. All right, so I just got to figure out what I'm going to do over here. Like this. Okay, I don't need to show that. Huh. So I'm shading his helmet, and I'll show you how far I've gotten. The trick is like to follow the contour of the helmet, you know what I mean, and make it look round, and just add detail. But you can see I'm like putting the reflections on his helmet there. Okay. Yeah, but that's my point though. Is as much shit as I talk about Ethan, like from the perspective that I'm talking about, not of like he's a Nazi or fucking, you know what I mean? Blah blah blah. If Ethan is a really legit good guy, and I don't know him, he shouldn't have to put up with that shit. That's all. Period. That's my take on that, man. Whether Ethan wants to be a bigger person or not. It is Ethan that he sent the picture of his ass to, isn't it? If I remember correctly. Whoever it is, if they want to be the bigger person and not take action. I mean, I don't even know if it's about being a bigger person. It's almost about doing the right thing because Rodriguez is in a position of, like I said, young Americans look up to these people, and we got to start going, hey, we can't have our young people idolizing guys that do this. You know what I mean? Because then they're going to do it and they're going to lose their job. They're going to think it's okay for them to, or they're going to go to jail. You know what I mean? They're going to be charged as a sexual predator for the rest of their life. You know what I mean? So it's almost about just doing the right thing and having him, disciplined, basically. I'm probably gonna fix these hands later, but they're good enough for now. I just kind of have to know about where they're gonna be. All right, so, oh man. All right, where'd that picture? All right, I don't know. I'm doing an all right job here, but I'm just kind of roughing it out, and it's not necessarily going to look exactly like this, but. Starting to look pretty cool. All right. So, anyway, I'm probably going to end this podcast, but basically, you see it's all coming together right there. It's got like here, I'll show you. Outline this a little bit. So there he is, in his armor, taking his helmet off. I don't know if you can see it that well. See if I can hold it right up there. Yeah, there it is. I don't know. I think that when I look at that on the camera, it has to go further over here. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to shade it down in here, but you can see some of the reflections I got in there. I'm just basically roughing it out for now. I'll go in and fine tune it later. Anything else anybody wants to ask or talk about? Because I'm probably going to cut. Hoth took off. Yeah. Sorry, I'm so busy. I'm trying to focus. I should take a break, is what I should do. Usually when you're struggling with something, it's good to come back and take a breather and come back before you beat it up too much. Let me lightly pencil this back in though. There we go. That's a little better. I'm just getting to know the suit still a little bit. And, you know, sometimes it takes me a minute to figure out exactly how I want to shade it. You know what I mean? Here's what I'll do. I'll feather this out. What I'll do is watch what happens. Watch what happens. Like, see this edge right here? When you I'm going to feather it out now. And I'm going to follow the contour. There. Now look at it. See it? How it it helps break it. It helps you know, make a gradation basically. Here's what I'll do. Oh, this will look cool. I got it. I think I'm starting to figure out exactly what I want to do with it here. There we go. Okay, now it's starting to look more like what I'm trying to go for here. see. So he's got, you know, I'm really giving you a good view of his, like, you know, his upper body right here, where it goes into the before it goes into the next page, where I show his entire body, his whole set, you know, basically show all the armor. So it's all just kind of about following the contour of, like, you know, whatever the object is that you're trying to show here. I'm kind of figuring this stuff out too as I go. And I'm just showing you, like, the process that I use. Basically, I want to somehow, like, this. Good. And so, gotta take my time here. Well, I've almost got this in the bag here. Couple. There we go. There. So there's this helmet coming in. I don't know if people are watching. You're missing out. If you're not, I'm creating. This comic book is gonna be badass when it's done, man. I'm telling you. People just have no idea. Werewolves, angels, monsters, shapeshifters. All right. Anyway, so I've been on now for quite a while. Take it easy, cave creature. I have a colorist cave creature, but I can't afford to pay him. He's a professional color, and he says he wants to work with me, but he's waiting for me to get an Indiegogo going or something with some money so I can pay him. And I would just give it to him and let him be influenced by it and decide how he wanted to color it. You know what I mean? I would give him an idea. I think it's kind of that. I think Nutjob had his father was a Vietnam veteran, so I would say Nutjob would stick to like a military green, but he would use like stars. He probably is kind of I think he's a bit militaristic in nature, like a militant kind of Christian or something like that. So, but he also has to use what's available to him to paint things. You know what I mean? So, it might be a gray, it might be a light gray color, it might be a primer type color because that's all he had is primer to keep it from rusting or whatever. You know what I mean? So, depends on what. I would let the colorist really kind of look at it and just give him a feel, or let him get a feel for it and see what happens. So anyway, I'm gonna get going. Thanks for stopping in, everyone. It was cool. I had at least 4 or 5 viewers there for a little bit. Got 4 thumbs up. Glad everybody liked it. So yeah, thanks for joining me. Take it easy. Have a nice weekend. Nice Labor Day weekend. Don't work too hard.